Hey everyone, I know it's been a minute since I posted anything on my channel, but I'm back, and since it's quarantine time, I figured I might as well post something that we can all watch since we're not doing anything. Yes, my nails look terrible, yes, I look crazy, but don't judge, okay? I started with my Revolution Cosmetics baking oil. I rubbed that all in as my primer, and then I'm going to set my brows with the Absolute New York baking powder, dust them off, and fill them in as usual. Used the Wet n Wild concealers in the color medium dark tan and dark cocoa to carve out the underside of my brows, and then once those are filled in, I'm taking the NYX Cosmetic Pure White and setting a base for all the colorful eyeshadow that we're going to be putting in. Once my base is set, I'm taking the back side of that concealer brush and just blending in the concealer under my eyebrows with the white base. Taking my Glam Pro Forever palette, I'm taking the dark blue and I'm just setting it right on the crease of my lid, just so we can start carving out where we want to put all that dark color. I know it looks a little bit crazy at first, but I promise, it'll get better once we start to blending. From that NYX Ultimate palette, I'm taking the second lightest blue and I'm transitioning it right over where we put that dark blue, just so we can start fading out towards the brow a little bit more and we don't have that very, very harsh blue line. I'm taking the baby blue from that same palette with a flat top brush and I'm adding it right over where we added our last blue. I'm using a flat top brush here, but later on I switched to a fluffy blending brush just so that we can blend it all out very nicely and the lines don't look too streaky. Using a baby wipe, I'm carving out basically where I want to put my cut crease. I didn't go for a round shape, I went for more of like a crescent moon type of shape, but I am going all the way from the inner corners to the outer corners of my eye. I'm using the same NYX white base to carve out my lid and create a blank canvas for the gradual colors that we're going to add later on. I'm using the Take Me Back to Brazil palette and we're going to make a gradient starting from the darkest pink in the palette in the outer corner of my eye, and I'm using a flat top brush to pack that in. From the Glam Pro palette, I'm taking a little bit of a lighter pink and I'm dabbing that in the middle of my lid and trying to blend it with the darker pink on the outside while still leaving my inner corners white. I took the white from that same Glam Pro palette and I'm just setting the inner corners and making sure that base isn't sticky for when we add sparkly eyeshadow later. And then I'm taking an angled brush and the same dark blue from that palette that we started with and just going around the perimeter of the pink and the blue to make it look more washed. I don't really want a solid line when I'm doing this cut crease. I want it to look more faded out. Ugh, oh my god, my nails look so terrible. But on an angle brush, I'm taking each color that I went on my eye already and I'm just cleaning up the lines, making them look sharp. And then I'm going to use the same angled brush to pack on a sparkly white eyeshadow from the Take Me Back to Brazil palette on the inner quarters where we added that white shadow. That's gonna add a little bit of sparkle, and it's gonna make the eyes look more like a gradient than just a bunch of colors. For eyeliner, I wanted some drama, but I really wasn't feeling a wing, so I decided to take e.l.f.'s pomade in the color Jet Black, and I'm doing a quote-unquote false wing. I'm starting really thin on my inner corners, and then towards the middle and the outer corners, it's gonna be a thick, like Amy Winehouse, thick line across my eye just to give it some drama, but I don't want to add the wing at the end. I want it to look more blown out. I applied some of my go-to mascara and I plopped on a really nice pair of lashes, and then I was ready for a foundation, and as usual I'm using my Makeup Revolution foundation stick in the color F15. I'm sliding that all on, and then I'm going to blend it out with a wet kabuki brush. For concealer, I'm using the Too Faced Born This Way in the color Very Deep. It's pretty liquidy, so I let it sit for about a minute or two, air dry, and then I blend it out with a damp beauty blender, and I usually spray with just a little bit of rose water spray. To bake, I'm taking a dry beauty blender and Absolute New York's translucent powder, and I'm going a little bit heavier underneath my eye just because we're going to be adding some stuff under there, so I want to make sure that it's all set. I don't have any creases or any fine lines. Just a warning, if you get creeped out by like freaky eye stuff or people touching their eye, heads up, because I'm going to be lining my waterline with the NYX Cosmetics white liner. And then right under that, I'm mixing together the blues from my Glam Pro palette, and I'm taking a blending brush and the light blue from the NYX palette, and I'm just gonna dust that under my waterline to add a little bit of gradient. Next, I'm taking the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer in the shade Endless Summer, which is quite ironic considering I've been in the house for 30 days. And on the fluffy side of my Eco Styler brush, I'm dusting all over my face. Then I'm taking the Absolute New York palette. I'm taking the darkest shade in there, the other side of my Eco Styler brush, and I'm just contouring as usual. I mixed together a few colors from the e.l.f. Cream Blush Palette, and then for my inner corners, I'm going to be taking the Face and Body Glitter from Ulta Beauty in the color Sunset on a very fine tip brush, a little bit wet, and I'm just dabbing that on my inner corners to give it a little bit of sparkle. For highlighter, I'm using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Glow Kit, dusting that all over, and then it's time for the part of the video that I absolutely hate the worst, lipstick. But don't worry, this time I had a lot of time to think about a plan. I closed my eyes and I picked the first lip liner and the first lip gloss that came to mind. So I ended up settling on a plum lip liner, and then I'm using the Too Faced Lip Cream in the flavor chocolate, and that is what I use for my lips. And here's my final look. It was kind of Easter inspired, kind of boredom inspired, but I am finally done with school. So maybe now I'll finally have the time to film a little bit more, get some more things posted. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, like and subscribe. Check out my Facebook, check out my Instagram, and I'll see you later. Bye.